Pookies and Ray Rays are undefeated in our community.
Most niggas are criminals because women love criminals.
Oh, whoa. What?
Listen, let me tell you something.
Most men are criminals.
No, hear me out. Here's the cycle that our culture does. And you don't want to hear it, but it's the truth.
The girls like the bad guys.
They like the bad guys. They have babies with the bad guys.
Yeah.
The bad guys turn into terrible baby daddies. Then they get the good guys who wanted them when they was the shit to come be stepdaddies, and they celebrate him in society. He's the bonus father. He's the great man. You didn't want him when you was 19.
You know when she wants to
you
be a
didn't
good
want him
woman?
when he was 21. You didn't want him because he was lame. You didn't
Right.
want him because he was lame. Women like cool. Thug and Mariah.
Okay,
that is
Mariah.
a true Atlanta story.
Okay,
Mariah is a beautiful girl, educated girl. Father is one of the most legendary coaches. He has a statue I heard outside of. She comes from a great everything.
Two-parent household.
But you still end up with a street guy. Women want to feel protected, and street guys make you feel protected.
This is really the epidemic in our culture, where I think this stems from a short-sightedness, and I don't disagree with anything he's saying right there. Right, we see it played out, and we don't have to be at that Thug Mariah point of view to see it. We see it play out in our normal day to day. Any of us that were sort of like the squares, the chess, the anime, the people in clubs, in academia. Yeah, you may play some sports, but we saw where the choices where they went, and we're not here. We're not shaming women for their choices. We're just trying to acknowledge that this is a thing. This is a very common thing that happens in dating, in the dating market. Before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Like the video, hype the video, share the video. So yeah, we got merch in the store. So this is again, I think this goes beyond just the Black community. We see the obsession with sort of the bad boy, with the thug, with that sort of persona, that bad boy-ish, that rugged sort of quick to violent, that's been a ubiquitous thing in our culture. The fact that it's become so attractive, yes, you can dial it down and say maybe it is a thing about make you feel protected, because you have more examples or times to show what we believe protection looks like in that sort of hyper masculinity, that quick to violence. We see that, and that's a quickly associated. We don't see in those terms of feeling protected as in someone that knows how to avoid and navigate these areas in life. So you never really have to see me throwing punches, because I have enough wisdom to say this is not where we should be. This is how we should be moving. That's not what we should be doing. I shouldn't have to continually test myself just to prove that I can protect you, because we are, as men, we understand there's gonna be a better guy, right? You can only play that game for such a long time before you find someone that is willing to do much more violence than you are, especially as you get older. As an older man now, if I'm out and about and I see things turning that way, one of the first things that flashed in my mind is what I have to lose and all the people that I support. That alone says, yeah, I have no business doing anything about this, right? You have it, you got it. I'm gonna let you live. I don't care enough about proving whatever it is right here to you or to onlookers. That could be misconstrued, or that could be understood as, oh, he's a coward. He's not willing to protect, whoever he's. No, that's a young sort of short-sighted thinking. And I think that's what a lot of this comes down to, is a short-sightedness. You believe that in this small interim, this is what you need. This is what is attractive to you. We don't often teach women to say, you need to be thinking about things in long-term intervals until you're later on in your life. But you're thinking about tomorrow, the weekend, maybe a month, maybe 6 months from now, from some vacation or some party or something like that, rather than saying you need to have longer outlooks, especially when it comes down to men. You need to understand, okay, you want to be with this thug. Cool. We're not going to flame you. We're not going to shoot you down for that. Understand that the likelihood of him ending up being sent away is high. What then? What happens then? Or you engage in this, okay, what happens now when it's time for you to raise this child? And then again, this person, if you're lucky, is just sent away to the feds. If realistically, he's gone, he's dead. Also, that sort of lifestyle, that sort of man in that lifestyle has multiple women, multiple kids at the same time. We don't teach you to look for that or to control for that when you're sort of making a choice in who you want to be with. I get we can't really control attraction on that level, but we're not base animals. We have an understanding of like, you need to make cognitive decisions that are going to be best for you. If you could find someone that mirrors both of these qualities and you can be happy with them, you're attracted to them, and you see they actually have an idea for a future, but they're not in jeopardizing that with this quick life, that's probably who you should be looking towards. That's a whole nother conversation. The point is, once you have a child with this man, and then you come back and realize this was a bad idea. This short-term thinking now that has long-term consequences, this is a bad idea. I'm still attracted to this, but I now know this is a bad idea, but now I'm older. Now I want to go back to the guy that archetype of a guy that was more square, that wasn't about this life. Because now I'm thinking, I tried this thing didn't work, therefore the opposite should hold true. The problem is, what's not being addressed here is men, especially those men that have gone through it, that have been the ones that you didn't like, but sort of like, okay, this is what the game is. It's not as if they're cut off with women. It's not if they don't have the experience with women. By that time you come back around, they understand that you don't really like them. Right? Especially now when we have the internet, we have social media where men have an easier time connecting and talking with each other and sharing their experiences. They understand like, yeah, you never really liked me. You're here because now this is a thing of convenience, of status, of stasis, of security. This is what now I can bring you. You traded in that idea of that physical security with the bad guy, with the thug. You've understood the shortcomings of that. A lot of times there's also DV involved in that. So with that sort of fast life, so now you say, all right, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use my head to get with someone else. And I remember in the 90s, it was such a big push to celebrate in the 90s and early 2000s, such a big push to celebrate stepfathers or just coming in and raising another man's kid. It was, he's not the stepfather, he's the one that stepped up. All these ridiculous little things to sort of hype this up and make it seem as if, okay, this is what the community needs. Where we would get to so far into the point where we shame men for saying, hey, that's not really what I want. I want to have a woman that doesn't have any kids. I want to have my own family. Well, we try our best to shame that. But right around then, that's what the internet really kicked off, and men found their voices in groove and said, oh, yeah, no, it's fine for me to say that. You can try the shame tactic as much as you want. It doesn't really matter. So the caveat there, we can hold and understand that you learned and you want to do better as a woman now. We understand that. You made decisions and you want better now. The thing is, the one you were attracted to is still that type of guy. That's the archetype you're attracted to. You're settling for me because this is a thing of convenience. And convenience is good, but when we're talking about attraction and desire, men don't want to be settled for either. I think that's a fair enough statement that we don't really get to address enough with men. We don't want you to settle for us either. That's just the truth. If you disagree, if you're fine with being settled with, let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those and those videos. And of course, if you listen to my voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. We're just trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.